Friends, hello, welcome back. Happy, we gotta stop with the days thing because we just release these videos, never sure what day it's gonna be. We're just gonna say happy day of the week, fellas. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope your day has been fantastic so far. So we're looking at a suggestion here by Daniel. Love the suggestion, pretty big fan of this one. A Henrik Lundqvist team of former players. Henrik Lundqvist, a man who just couldn't quite get the Stanley Cup, but man, as he played with some stud players in the past. We're gonna bring all those bad boys back, and we're gonna see if those guys can come over here, help Henrik Lundqvist win a Stanley Cup. Let's go and take a peek at this team. It is a beauty. Starting off in that first line is Artemi PANARIN, the most recent stud he's been playing with. And we had Mika Zibanejad, and yes, Jaromir Jagr, 89 overall. I'm starting to think we probably should have given Jagr a little bit bigger of an overall than that one. An 89, oh well, we'll make it work. Jagr in the first line, still a stud. Marcus Naslund, second lining him. Eric Stahl, squeaked in there for some reason. I was thinking Eric Stahl, how long did Eric Stahl play with the Rangers? I was thinking he barely, 1 year. I was gonna say, I didn't even realize he squeaked in there. It was a trade season, right? Is that what it was? Stahl, 20 games played. Looks like that was the case there. I was gonna say, I don't even remember him being a Ranger, but he did. So we're gonna get Eric Stahl in there as well, 85 overall. Martin St. Louis, speaking of playing a very short period of time with the Rangers, he didn't play hockey at all in his career apparently here. But no, it was, again, a short period of time there. Brendan Shanahan, JT Miller. JT Miller left the Rangers. Man, he just been killing it with Brock Besser. Brock Besser and Pedersen, right? Is that who he's playing with? Besser, Pedersen, or is it Horvat and Pedersen? Rick Nash, we're going to squeak him in there. Chris Kreider. You have Kevin Hayes over there in the Flyers currently. Now a Ranger once more. Buchnevich as well. Topping off that fourth line. On defense, we have Wade Redden. There's a name for you, fellas. And we got Jacob Trouba going on the second line. Ryan McDonough. You have Kevin Chatdeuces. We have Dan Girardi. We had to throw Girardi in there. 14 years with Henrik Lundqvist. That man has to be put on this team. And then Tony DeAngelo is the final one, it appears here. Again, the defense not as strong for the Rangers. I don't really think it was ever that strong. Kako, Hito, and Fox just on the bench there. I think we had one more guy on the bench. It was Fox. And then Lundqvist, though, you're Shesterkin. You're not playing, pal. Get out of here. We're going to have to trade Shesterkin real quickly here because he's an 86 overall. I forgot they gave him that high of an overall in this game. It's crazy when you think about that, Shesterkin too, because he is very, very stingy when it comes to giving goalies overalls high, especially when they're younger. You know, when they first come into the league, even more. Not only when they're younger, you know, but when they play very limited amount of games. Rarely, you know, it took forever for John Gibson to get some respect on his overall there when he was killing it playing, you know, splitting time with Freddie Anderson and them. So to see EA just go out there and say 86 for Shesterkin, that's how they feel about how talented of a goaltender this guy's going to be in the future. And he's looked like a bright star so far for these Rangers. These Rangers, by the way, who are 17-8-2, was going to be interesting to see. If there's one thing, again, you worry about with this team, it's the defense. And that was kind of the story of the Rangers, right? With Henrik Lundqvist. You know, Rangers fans can tell better than I can. I don't even want to say, I probably 2013, 14, 15, 16, probably 15, 16, I started following hockey a little bit more closely. So, you know, I missed a lot of Rangers years. But as far as I've heard, it's always been Henrik Lundqvist kind of carrying that defense throughout the years, and they just couldn't get him to that Stanley Cup. And maybe that's why, you know, they didn't have a good enough powerhouse of a defense to grind out through playoffs, which you often see in the NHL. You get the playoffs, things tighten up. Those gritty defensive teams start to come up to the cream of the crop there, or come up to the top of the league, we should say. These Rangers, though, 38-15, simming up like an absolute freaking beauty, as you expected. This offense was just completely disgusting. 43, 17, 44, and 18, these Rangers. This looks like an easy playoff season for the New York Rangers. I expected, again, nothing less. And that's what we're going to get, a 50-plus win season. Blue Jackets first round. I am sorry to hear that, New York. You're gone. You are all but gone. That's all right, though. They had a good season. 84 points out of Jagr. You guys, nothing to be upset about. Blue Jackets, tough team when you get swept by in the first round. It's not a big deal. Jagr, 42 goals. Good for Jagr. 26 out of Panarin. 23 out of Shanahan. Zibanejad at 21. So, again, surprising. You kind of expected a more, would you say, you know, 70-plus point players on this team with how dominant it was, but we ended up with 2. 73 out of Panarin, 84 out of, again, Jagr. But St. Louis, only 55 points. Really? What did St. Louis miss? He was second lining it, wasn't he? Second lining it? I think so. Time on ice here. We'll take a look. Yeah, second lining it was St. Louis, so that kind of diminished the points, but still, it's playing with some solid players, so you kind of expected to see it still happen, but it didn't. Not a big deal. JT Miller, Naslund, Eric Stahl, Chatdeuces. Was he the best defender on this team as far as points are concerned? I think he was. Yeah, 36. Girardi right behind at 20, 14 goals, 6 assists. Not an assist guy, but man was a goal scorer, and he led defensemen in plus minus. So a big addition to this team as well for Henrik Lundqvist. How did Lundqvist play? 45-17. Oh, that's a Vezina season. Just give it to him already. 918 save percentage, 2.33 goals against. That is textbook prime Henrik Lundqvist right there for you. Having a stellar season, logging all those games. That's what the man does. We'll take a look real quickly at the standings. Just see what we got going here. 110 points. Yeah, Blue Jackets 92. Looks like we get the Penguins or the Hurricanes in the second round. 3.21 goals for per game. 2.48 goals against. Again, stellar season by the fellas here. Should have won the Presidents. Did win the Presidents. Tampa right behind. Boston right behind. Gonna be a tough Eastern Conference here for these New York Rangers. We'll see what they can do. Gotta get past these tough Blue Jackets first. Telling you, I'm feeling a 4-game sweep of my Blue Jackets. So a little bit biased. Okay, a lot of bit biased. Let's go, baby. Okay, yeah, never mind. See you later, Columbus. It was nice playing. Nice talking to you guys. I enjoyed it. All 4 games, but yeah, we'll see you next time. You just do what you gotta do, Columbus. You get far enough in the playoffs to ruin a dang draft pick. Yeah, how do you guys feel about that? You gotta cheer for your team in the playoffs, right? But man, when they lose and you're like, oh, we could have just missed, especially last year in that 2014 play. You're like, oh, we could have just lost. We got that better draft pick in there, but you gotta love seeing your team make playoffs. The Carolina game 1, they're gonna win that one. Rangers gonna lose their first game of the postseason. Gonna lose a second one there. Rangers reeling a little bit. Rangers on the cusp of getting swept by the Carolina Hurricanes in the second round. Okay then, we didn't bring Brindamore and the boys back to Carolina, but they're coming up to fight right now. 2-1 early. You have Svechnikov and Jake Gardner. Shanahan trying to get the goal back there for the Rangers. Here we go, period 2. Rangers need a goal or they are bouncing a first round or second round after sweeping the Blue Jackets. This team finds themselves reeling against the Carolina Hurricanes. Shattenkirk with a shot of Mrazek. Mrazek gonna make a big save. Naslund, you're gonna have to put a shot. Well, that wasn't Naslund, that was Svechnikov. You're gonna put a better shot than that on if you want it to go in the back of the net. I like the effort though. Mid-ice, probably trying to dump it, just threw it on net there by accident. Power play, Rangers, here we go, big power play. Nothing gonna happen. And there's the game tire, baby. The Rangers making a comeback. Mika Zibanejad from a wicked angle, must have redirected in front of the net somewhere on there. Or that was just a weak goal Mrazek allowed. Rangers right back in this one. Just need a goal to take the lead, take the win, because we're going to overtime. Next goal wins. Rangers trying to fight for their playoff lives here. We'll see what they can do. Saved by Mrazek by Jagr. Naslund from the top of the point there. Nothing doing. Mrazek making a save again. Throw those shots on. No, we seen Mrazek do it earlier. Power play Carolina. Rangers defense gonna come up strong. No. Carolina's gonna score. I have him right off the power play. Martin Necas, the legend himself right there. I mean, I can't be upset about him scoring. That guy's a legend. Love Martin Necas. Big fan. A little bit bigger fan because I had his fantasy card last year, but big fan. Rangers gonna fall though to the Carolina Hurricanes in 4 games. Blackhawks, who sim up like absolute goddesses in season mode, gonna win the Stanley Cup again. I tell you what, if you had betting odds on who wins a Stanley Cup in season mode, the Rangers or whatever that team is, you know, Blackhawks. Yeah, we'll get it right. The Blackhawks have to be at the top of the list. Here we go, though. Art Ross, Patrick Kane. We just want to see if our friend Henrik Lundqvist won the Vezina. And he didn't. They robbed him. What? Vasilevsky. I was going to say Vasilevsky's playing on a stacked team, but so is Henrik Lundqvist, I guess. So, you know what? You can have it, Vasilevsky. Unfortunate. Couldn't even take that home. Bringing out back all the boys. Henrik Lundqvist still couldn't get the job done. As for this video, though, guys, as always, if you enjoyed it, I appreciate you consider subscribing, liking the video. You never have to. And guess for watching. We'll see you next time.